they obviously would still like a 2-0 win here over PKB to help them on that path to the #1 seed. I don't know the exact scenarios to play out and who will get the #1 seed, but I'm pretty sure if TSM were to lose here, it would probably knock them out of contention for that 1 seed. So hoping for a clean 2-0, at least TSM is on their part, as there are implications to losing. So we've got the Zeus Uranus, double Zeus Uranus lineup that TSM ran with earlier on this map, and then for PK we've got an Isis, Uranus, Zeus lineup, so some balance there. So yeah, the matchup is on Mediterranean again, everybody's favorite map by now. I don't know what we do without getting to witness at least one game every series on this match. So, predicting how it'll play out. Bunch of water fighting, bunch of stalemates on the sides. The sides on this map are kind of narrow choke points. Sometimes the fighting will be out like in a wide area in the corner, but on this map, given where the third town centers are positioned, it looks like most of the fighting will be happening in this narrow choke area, like the narrowest point on the map for both sides as well. So game will probably get into choke points, and then TSM likes to go fast Titans, so I'd expect to see some fast Titans out of them as well. So I'm kind of out of talking points as always. Town centers within water range on this map are a big deal. Looks like yellow's the lucky player. In that his third town center isn't on water range, but at the same time teal's third is, so I think overall it's a 2-2. 2 town centers for each side in water range. So at least it's even. Sometimes like if one team has 2 town centers in water range and the other doesn't, it can play a huge impact on the game, so good to see it even, at least. I personally would prefer to see no town centers in water range, but it's not how the random maps work at the moment. Don't have too much to say. It's the same matchup we've seen several times throughout the course of the day. Guess the only interesting thing might be the fact that we've got an ISIS player. I don't think we've seen too many Egyptians in this matchup, mostly Greeks and Atlantean, so at least the ISIS could make it a little bit more interesting. Can anybody in chat tell me what the playoff scenarios are? Or I guess the scenarios for who gets the #1 seed in Division 2? What's that picture look like now? What are the different scenarios? I haven't checked it since like a few days ago, so I don't know after the games play today what it looks like, who's currently in the best position to take that 1 seed in the bye in Division 2. Okay, so I was checking upgrades and I see Kai building a early economic guild. And if you're gonna fight classical, which you pretty much always have to do on this map, as Egyptian you pretty much, or as any civ, you want to commit everything to wood and gold only. And you'd certainly want your pharaoh empowering your wood or gold, probably your wood. Instead of, yeah, so Legends picks up and is gonna adjust. Legend is probably doing a build order on the fly against an optimized build order from player, so Legends with a lot of fishing ships are just gonna get picked off by players. Quicker advance and optimized build. Clown, meanwhile, is getting doubled, so at this point, water's lost already for PK. Clown's completely knocked off of fishing. Legends is just losing ships. Kai still has his fishing secure for now, but I personally would rather PK just give water up and try to take land position in town centers. Again, once you get behind on water, like the big thing being just advancement time. Ceasefire doesn't really help you too much. It's like once you get behind production wise on water, once you get knocked off your fishing, and fall further behind economically, you're just gonna have issues catching back up. Ceasefire in more time's not gonna do it. Your opponents have been fishing all along. They should have the stronger economies. Red's got his eco upgrades. Green has his. Blue has one of his. Yellow's got his at least. Teal's got one. Purple's got second wood at least, but... Okay. Looks like Clown's going for a semi-fast heroic this time around. The early armory, and then the transition back to food on land. At least the ceasefire is buying time for that. Good catch here from Kai, getting a few of red ships caught. Yellow's gotta get those 4 ships in the battle. Clown's just gotta run at this point. Ugh. He's gotta run all his ships. Fighting that battle. It's just throwing units away. Just run. Don't even bother fighting it. You're gonna lose them for nothing. At least run, and then you can run and then save a few and then go harass their fishing. Whereas just standing there, you lose all 6 ships for absolutely nothing. Run away, fight another day, and just try to harass with what's left over instead of just losing it for nothing like that. Ships intersecting. Bit of a late and awkward reaction. Not gonna do much damage. Yellow's at least fishing somewhat and holding off for now. I also see the second town center coming out of yellow. Who's gonna win? Minotaur or Sphinx? Thought the Minotaur won that matchup ever so slightly, but I think it was wounded a little bit when the matchup started, which gave the Sphinx the victory. Big fight here. Could we see a restoration or... Yep, there we go. Second that restoration goes off, you've got to retreat because you're not going to be killing ships, you're going to be trading for nothing. Your best bet is to just run, so... Kai wisely backed off immediately. Yellow a bit more delayed. Alright, we see the heroic coming out from Clown now. Again, the problem with like a scale of fast heroic is by the time if you do it that late after you've already been knocked off fishing a bit. He's done a good job. Clown did a very nice job of every time he was under pressure he garrisoned his fishing ships, so he lost virtually none of his fishing ships. And that way as the action moves away he can get him back out there and keep fishing, so nicely done by Clown there. Right here, TSM just has the numbers and is just going to trade super cost effectively as a result. Much rather Clown be taking a land town center at this point rather than going fast heroic. The scalers aren't going to make a difference, so even fast mythic wouldn't help him. He needs the economy of a second town center, so it looks like he's going for it. Please don't make scaleless. Please don't make scaleless. Alright, it doesn't look like he is, so that's good. But why does he go fast heroic instead of taking an early second town center? Unless he's going fast mythic. I'm not a big fan of the choice. Alright, good. All the TSM players got their fishing upgrades. Still drives me crazy when a team... He made a Scala, damn it. That's just throwing away 200 gold for nothing. Yeah, they weren't afraid of the Scalas. None of them even bothered getting heroic fleet. Does Green have a military presence? No, not yet. If he could stop Clown from building this town center, it would speed up the win for TSM, but with the Hydra there, Clown should be able to secure that town center. So nobody gets the upper hand on land. 3 town centers for every player in the game. So my concern for PK at this point is Clown. I guess Teal's helping him on land a bit, but going fast heroic instead of taking an early second town center isn't gonna do any good. What has heroic like benefited him? He hasn't benefited from being heroic at all. This Hydra's his only benefit. Whereas he could have had twice as many villagers out by now if he had just grabbed an earlier town center instead. I'm guessing he just wanted to go like heroic much earlier and try to influence the water battle, but again, I think he got caught with getting knocked off fishing earlier than he'd like to. So his heroic time wasn't as quick as he would have liked, and by the time he did get heroic, water was already lost, so... Sling heavy army for yellow, which is a bit weird, especially against cavalry Deuce. You can't really push or do anything with slings, and they only counter archers, which if your opponent isn't going archers, you really don't have a reason to go slings blindly. So the problem here for PK is they're just sort of turtling up, which isn't going to help them too much when they're behind. TSM controls water. They're going to have the much stronger economies going forward. They've got the stronger Civ composition. Or actually, I take that back. It's Zeus, Uranus, as opposed to Isis, Uranus, Zeus, so Civ comp-wise, it's probably even. The Isis and Zeus cancel out late game. But the big concern is TSM being ahead economically, faster Titans or whatnot, and then controlling water. Once they get heroic or mythic in water, they can take out 2 town centers that are within water range relatively easily. That and just the upgrade advantage. You see the Apollo line of sight upgrade being researched. Everything just got lighter all of a sudden. Kai's bird trying to make it across, running for its life so he can get the Tartarian gate up. That's where this bird's going. He's not mismicroing it or anything, he intentionally sent it to the opponent's side to get line of sight to use his mythic god power. Atlantis, on the other hand, went Vortex, so he'll use that to counter any Titan Gates attempts, I'm sure, as we saw in past games. You see him also in position to deal with, he knew the gate was coming too, so he's got his army back here to begin with. At least Kai wisely didn't cast it. Casting it in against a destroyer hero army like that, it would just be a nice use of the sky passages there from Atlantis. He can get to his base, he can get to help blue side, or he can get to help green side. You don't see the sky passages utilized correctly that often. PK resigns. I'm guessing it was a combination of the fact that the Titan was coming, Purple's town center was dying here from the range siege, as well as the tower and wall spam, and then they weren't doing anything on the top here. They weren't going to kill Blue's town center with this army of slingers, so